Welcome back everyone, Left10 here, bringing you action from day 2 of the Think Fast Doubles competition. Now this is just the highlights of the day. As predicted, days 2 and 3 were actually a lot harder than day 1. A lot of the participants in day 2 and day 3 are actually higher ranked. Like I said in the first video, the first day it's a bunch of people in the 1500 ranking trying to gain ground, and pretty easy because you have a lot of people that are just playing their very first game, and you get pretty easy wins where this one looks like it'll be an easy win here. I just had a one-hit KO on Garchomp with Ice Beam, and I got a Scald Off onto Rotom Heat, so that one, this would be a pretty easy one right here. But a lot of the battles on this day were pretty hard, with a lot harder competition. So I'll show you the ones that I actually had some good luck with. And this opponent just forfeited right off the bat, so that was probably the quickest victory ever in the history of Pokemon. So not all of them were that easy. I'm wishing a lot more of them were that easy, but there seemed to be a lot of tougher players as I played throughout the night. Again, another thing I think is adds the difficulty is the time of the day you play in. Whereas the first day I played like around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, where it's pretty early into the evening when everyone started playing. The next 2 nights I played really late, and I worked late both those nights, and I ended up getting home late and didn't start playing I think the second day until around midnight or so. So it's a lot of harder Japanese players come out to play around midnight, I noticed, and not a lot of American players are out that late unless you get lucky and get some on the West Coast. But not saying anything bad about American players. Obviously we're very skilled ourselves, but Japanese players are just like on an entirely different level of playing field. I mean, no matter what time of day you play, there'll be a Japanese player on. I mean, you can play at like 3 in the afternoon on East Coast of the United States where I am, and there'll be like, what, 4 in the morning there, and there'll be people playing in Japan. It's just insane that everyone, 24 hours a day, there'll be people playing Pokemon in Japan. So anyway, enough with the excuses and how I didn't really do as well on day 2 and 3. Let's get back into the commentary. So we had the Sun team out with Ninetales and Charizard. I smartly took Politoed out of the mix and brought him back in to get the rain out to lower the abilities of fire on the other team, which this team had all 3 fire Pokemon, I believe, from the team preview. Not actually, there wasn't a team preview, but I mean after I saved the battle and I saw when I started the battle, there's 3 fire type Pokemon. So Charizard's gone now, and we're going to pretty much easily get rid of Ninetales with the Scald here, and it's going to be gone. And now it's just, I think, a what was it? Houndoom. That's it. There's a Houndoom left, and it's obviously not going to really survive my Scald either. So Houndoom is gone as well. So another victory. This one was a little harder. I noticed that the teams that brought weather to oppose my rain were always a challenge, but not as much of a challenge as, what was it? Lucario was a big challenge for me. Really countered my Kangaskhan very well, and pretty much would destroy my rain team, where I was able to one-hit KO either my Politoed or my Ludicolo with its attacks. Being I have Assault Vest on Ludicolo to kind of protect against special attacks a little bit, but the offensive physical attacks were pretty damaging to both of them. So anyway, now we have a Kangaskhan and Aegislash open. I know that the Kangaskhan's probably going to go for a Fake Out, so I'm going to go for a Fake Out of my own with Ludicolo. And again, I'm going to be faster because I'm in the rain. I got the Swift Swim boost, so I'm going to be faster than Kangaskhan and flinch it, and go with Scald onto the Kangaskhan as well, so I'm going to try to get it burned, which I do get a burn, and now Kangaskhan is pretty much out of the battle, and Aegislash went for a substitute, so now I can just pretty much focus fire the Aegislash if I want to, but I gotta be careful because I don't know if it's going to King Shield or not, and because Kangaskhan is pretty much going to be out of the battle in another turn or 2, but even with a burn damage, it'll still take off quite a bit of damage, but I am going to focus on the Aegislash to get rid of the substitute, and then another Scald coming to finish off the Aegislash. I don't know, it's still alive with about 25% health left. I like I said, I was focused firing the H Slash, and the Genghis Khan's gonna try to power back up again with Power Up Punch, but still, even with a +2, it's still, I think, about the equivalent of like a -1 attack. I think Burn takes you down like to a -3, I think. I'm not really sure about that, but a Shadow Ball and H Slash is gonna take off quite a bit, but again, my Assault Vest will protect me from taking more damage. And now it's going to be interesting to see if it goes back into shield form again, but nope, it's not going to. Genghis Khan's going to Sucker Punch, seeing both my Pokemon are going to attack, and that Sucker Punch is actually going to take out my Ludicolo. And now I'm down to my own Genghis Khan and my Politoed, so I'm going to Scald onto the H Slash, and H Slash is gone. And Genghis Khan will be gone as well after burn damage. Nope, he hangs on with about like, what's it, 5% health, if that. So my own Genghis Khan comes out now. So I know Genghis Khan's probably going to try to do some sort of Sucker Punch. So I'm just going to Scald and into the Garchomp being unlocked into Scald. And luckily I get Burn off, so this Dragon Claw is not going to do as much damage. And takes off a little bit of HP from Life Orb damage, and he's going to go for a return, which is actually going to take out my Politoed. So I'm guessing that the +2 did, from Power Punch did bring it to like a -1 from the burn, because that was pretty powerful attacks I had the last couple of turns. So I get rid of the Genghis Khan, and now I'm down to a burned Garchomp, which shouldn't really hurt me as much. I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I don't know what I think. Oh, now that I think about it, the reason I attacked regularly without Mega Evolving, I ran out of time. Because like I said, there's only 20 seconds to think about a move, and I think I thought too long about a move, and didn't have a chance to Mega Evolve that turn. So that's why I wasn't Mega Evolved the turn before. But I do get a Sucker Punch off because I know the Garchomp will be faster, and I don't want to risk any type of critical hit. So I did win that battle. A little bit closer than I would have liked, but that's the way a lot of them were. So we keep count here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then we have Spell versus Jonathan. This is an interesting battle here, and we have Tyranitar Aegis Slash open against my Politoed Ludicolo. I pretty much just stuck with this for like the remainder of the tournament. I saw it as my best opportunity to take advantage of any open, and I was starting to see a lot of the same Pokemon, so it was like very advantageous for me to do that. And in this situation, like I said, with Tyranitar being slower, his Sand starts after my Rain, so I just usually take out Politoed, and then I know I can either return it at a later time if I'd like, or if I feel I have an advantage with it staying in the back, then I can do that. And like this situation, I'm going to flinch the Tyranitar and get some sand damage off. I know that like a lot of my attacks can, pretty much any attack that Ludicolo has can be super effective against Tyranitar, but I'm going to get Politoed back out anyway just to get that Rain out. That way I can lock myself into pretty much like a very super effective like Scald onto the Tyranitar. And I can probably go for like get the Power Punch onto Tyranitar also, just to get super effective damage. So Tyranitar is pretty much going to be out of the picture because it's not really. I have special super effective moves against on both Pokemon, so I'm going to fake out the Tyranitar, and it's going to be out of the picture for this turn. That means I can then focus my attention onto the Aegis Slash. But I did switch this turn, so I'm not going to be able to get anything off on this turn. So it's going to go back into shield form, predicting me to start attacking it again, and it's going to protect itself. And then I'm going to Scald onto the Tyranitar, predicting this, and going to take it out of the picture with one hit in the Rain. As in the Sand, it would have been a little harder because when the Sandstorm is up, the Tyranitar gets a boosted special defense, and my Power Punch is ineffective, obviously, because it was meant for Tyranitar in case Scald didn't finish it off. So here comes Lucario, like I mentioned. Lucario's in a lot of the battles I saw. A lot of the losses I had were with Mega Lucario out, because I didn't bring my Talonflame with. I instead had my Genghis Khan with. And now we see that the Sucker Punch off onto Aegis Slash does profit its weakness policy, but it does take it down to about 20% health. And I'm going to Scald to finish off Lucario. Because luckily I was able to get that off without him attacking, because Lucario, I mean, he probably would have one-hit KO'd either one of my Pokemon with its moves. And Aegislash is going to use a +2 Shadow Ball, which is going to pretty much easily... Oh, I survived with 21 health, so awesome there. I thought I would have taken out my Politoed. Go with another Sucker Punch, predicting another move just to try to stay in the battle, and that does finish off the Aegislash. So, very good battle there, where it could have been very bad if +2 Aegislash could have gone crazy, or if the Lucario could have gone crazy with its adaptability ability. Would have really kicked my ass. So now going into the last battle I'm showing you from day 2 against Jade. Let's see what Jade has to bring here. And again with my Politoed Ludicolo bringing out. And we're going to have Talonflame Genghis-Khan. Now, Talonflame is always interesting because I know that it's going to... and it's level 43 Talonflame, which is very strange. I saw this and I'm like, oh, what the hell is this person thinking? Why are they level 43? So Genghis-Khan is going to Mega Evolve. And usually in this play I would fake out the Genghis-Khan, but I know that I want to get the Talonflame faked out. So if I was still to fake out the Genghis-Khan, because I'm thinking that it's probably going to try to Brave Bird my Ludicolo, who's has super effective damage against it with the Brave Bird, so I should be able to get a Scald off. Then with Politoed onto the Talonflame to finish it off. So I kind of like, I mean, it would have been bad if it went for Politoed and fainted the Politoed, but I think Brave Bird isn't enough to faint Politoed with one hit. It would have been a 2-hit KO, so I would have gotten Talonflame regardless in that situation, especially at level 43, which again I'm baffled by. So I'm going to bring my own Genghis-Khan out, and then I'm going to try to get a fake out onto this Genghis-Khan, I believe, so I can get a free turn of him not attacking me, and then I can go for a Scald onto that Gengar to try and get rid of it. So I'm going to fake out the Genghis-Khan, so it's going to take out the picture for this turn, because I don't know if it's faster than mine or not. I don't know what spread that my opponent used. Maybe not a good one, being to have a level 43 Talonflame into a tournament battle. But anyway, Sludge Bomb onto Politoed is going to take off about 75% damage. I noticed that Gengar has a Life Orb, so it's on the brink of death already. I'm going to go with Sucker Punch onto my Politoed to finish off Politoed, which is a smart play on my opponent's part. And now I know that the next attack that Gengar uses is going to feint it, so it's going to try to use Destiny Bond, thinking I'm going to try to attack it and then go for my Genghis-Khan later, but nope, I see it pretty much around that. I'm going to go for a return on the Genghis-Khan to finish it off. And now I know that Destiny Bond is still active, so if I attack Gengar, it's going to feint it. So I'm going to go with a Sucker Punch, and it is going to feint my Genghis-Khan as well with Destiny Bond, but then this goes into the rule of whichever Pokemon feints last wins, and being Gengar feinted first and I feinted last, I end up winning that battle by that ruling. So it ends up being a 0-0 win, which is rare. So there's day 2. I went 5-5, which brings me after 9-1 on day 1 to 14-6. So let's see what happens on day 3. Thanks for watching, guys.